Imagine you're in a competition with 500 people. Hell, make it 1,000,000. And you come in first, but everybody gets a trophy. How would that make you feel? Me, I would be pissed because I put in all this extra effort and all this hard work for everybody to get the same reward that I got. I don't think so. But essentially, this is what participation trophies and grade inflation have come to. Participation trophies and grade inflation are a way to give everyone recognition when they don't deserve it. In a lot of cases, especially for children, they're rewarded for just showing up or barely giving an effort or putting on a jersey sometimes, as opposed to being rewarded for the skills and the hard work that they put into it. Now, if we're going to talk about grade inflation essentially allows children to put in little to no work while being able to skate by without ever, having to learn anything or apply what they learned to something else. It's the same thing as if I'm sitting in class and my teacher gives us a spelling bee and they mouth the words to me or they mouth the letters to me so I'm able to spell out the word. Now, essentially that's okay in kindergarten, maybe first grade. But at what point will we allow people to apply their knowledge to what it is that they're supposed to be applying it to? At what point will we say, enough is enough, I need you to show me that you understand this? But if we continue to give out participation trophies and handing people grades at any time that we feel, wouldn't that lead to a society of mediocrity? Wouldn't that lead to a point where we're just doing the bare minimum and expecting and have these really high expectations? Grade inflation is one of those things that has led to the rise in college graduates, which isn't a problem. Everybody wants to graduate college. That's really the point of going to college. You want to graduate to get a good job or graduate to show it off to your friends. But it kind of weakens the strength of the degree. If everybody's allowed to graduate, if everybody's given these grades that they haven't earned or deserved, then what's the point of college? How will you really be able to test the knowledge that you've gained in those 4, maybe 5 or 6 years that you've been there? The people at ACT believe that grade inflation has caused the numbers on both the ACT and in the classroom to be skewed and unable to use, due to the fact that if you think of inflation, let's compare it to our society now. The US dollar practically means nothing at this point, which means it's the same as your grades. It would practically mean nothing if it's just given to you. Now, grade inflation will cause students to do the bare minimum and have higher expectations for their work. As I said before, you can put in as much effort, or you can put in as little effort as possible and still receive the same grade as somebody that was up all night. And I don't think that's fair. I think that you should be rewarded for all the hard work that you do. You should be rewarded for all the skills that you've acquired from that hard work. Next thing is going to be participation trophies. They shouldn't be used or given to anyone at any time. Whether you're 5 years old or 50 years old, just because you participate in something doesn't mean that you've earned the trophy or the reward from that thing. Let's take running a mile, for example. If I run a mile in 6 minutes and you run a mile in 35 minutes, our reward should not be the same. Now, you get a reward as like a t-shirt, because everybody gets a shirt when you get there. That's fine. But you shouldn't receive a medal for completing something at a completely different time than what I did. We're on 2 different pages, 2 different spaces, 2 different pages. And that's the way it should be. Now, there are going to be some people that disagree with this. And typically, those people would say that participation trophies are a way to encourage a kid to keep going. I don't really agree with that, because it allows them to feed into this mediocrity and to continue to build onto that mediocrity as well. Your effort in something deserves your recognition. And you should continue to get that recognition as long as you're putting in an effort. Should you get a reward for your effort? No. Your reward should be you realizing, oh, I'm getting better at this. It should be an internal reward, not a reward that someone gives you. In closing, participation trophies and grade inflation are unnecessary tactics used to develop mediocrity in lackluster children and adults. It is great to be involved in something. It was even better to be great and recognized for it. But don't allow yourself or your child to develop a mundane life and a lackluster work ethic.